recap, our objective is to build out a Docker swarm utilizing AWS infrastructure and using as much code and as little web portal interfacing as possible. Special thanks to Victor Farsick, author of the DevOps 2.1 Toolkit, who does share many excellent examples of how one can approach this. The workflow for how we will do this is to first create a AMI on Amazon utilizing Packer, deploy our first AMI-backed instance, Swarm Manager 1. We will then grab some tokens from the Swarm Manager, which we can then use to build additional managers and worker nodes. We can do additional configuration using Ansible. We can check compliance via inspec, and then we can deploy various containers onto said environment. Again, the tools that we will be using: AWS CLI, Packer, Terraform, Ansible, Chef, Inspec, etc. The source file for Packer, a JSON file, which basically has a few environment variables set. It has a builder section, which directs Packer on how to go about building the AMI. We're going to build an Amazon EBS-backed AMI. It's going to be based on Ubuntu. It's going to be a T2 micro, and the username to connect to the server once it's up for doing the additional provisioning is the Ubuntu account. Once the server is spun up and we're connected, we are deploying Docker and Python. Python because it's needed by the Ansible client for proper functionality. So again, step 1 is build an Amazon AMI utilizing Packer. Here we have the Packer JSON file with the instructions. We basically set the typical environment variables: AWS access key, secret key, default region. We locate Ubuntu source servers. We create our own Ubuntu instance. We log into that instance and we do a bit of provisioning, deploying Docker and Python. So let's run this via our Packer build script and see what happens. Packer build, machine readable, basically just produce machine readable output. It allows to easily grep the data, which you will see later on. And we're going to send that file to we're going to send the output to a Packer log file. Okay, so we're in the Packer directory and we will run Packer build. Let's switch to AWS, and if we look at our currently running instances, here we see the instance that will be the AMI. Packer has started up an instance. It will then connect to it and execute all the provision commands. And once that is done, it will save the AMI as an Amazon AMI. We currently have an existing AMI, and if you look at the JSON file, we have this force deregister, which indicates to Packer, please remove and replace the existing AMI. Okay, this will be done shortly, and we will come back when it is done. Okay, the Packer build is complete. Okay. Take a look at our log file. We have a new AMI. Here is the AMI ID ending in 29476. If we take a look at our AMIs in AWS, here's the old one. Do a refresh, and you can see that there's a new AMI ID ending in 29476. Okay, so utilizing Packer, we have successfully deployed an AMI to AWS, which we can now utilize to build the instances, which will be our swarm nodes. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.